All right, I'm gonna put on my salty pants for this video. All right, we gotta talk about the Game Awards. I've been somewhat ignoring a lot of the drama going on with the Game Awards because it happens every year. Some people feel certain games are not recognized enough, or they're nominated for the wrong categories, or just completely omitted altogether. And this year, that was Hogwarts Legacy. It wasn't nominated for one award besides the Player's Voice Award, which is what we're going to talk about a little bit in this video. But I also want to talk about that quote unquote hype trailer for the Game Awards. And that's really, I think, what set me over the edge to talk about these awards. Because like I said, I was kind of ignoring everything. It's kind of the been there, done that. Always drama, especially with console warriors, right? They want to fight about certain games. But we've come to know and learn that the Game Awards are pretty flawed when it comes to many things. When it comes to the categories, when it comes to the representation of specific games and genres. And, you know, I make jokes and I have joked about the Souls tax. If you missed my last video, I did somewhat of a spoof parody version of the Xbox tax, and I just replaced it with the Souls tax, because when we look at the Game Awards, a lot of Souls games are missing. And even when it comes to this trailer, they're even more missing. Not one Souls game in this trailer. Now, I want to say this. Geoff Keighley is one hell of an editor. I love how he edits. I felt he did an amazing job editing this video, and the music choice, top notch. I'm a huge Radiohead fan, so I love the music choice here. Geoff did his thing. However, this trailer does not really convey how stacked 2023 was. And I think that's my biggest issue and why I'm talking about these awards now, because this year was incredible. It had so many games that I could not keep up, especially as a content creator and trying to make content for certain games. I just could not keep up with all the games this year. This is the most stacked year in recent memory, and especially this generation. We could all agree on that. But yet, going based off this trailer, you would not know that. It focuses on a handful of games, and then on top of that, focuses on TV shows and movies more than games. The Mario movie, for example, is shown way more than Mario Wonder. And I'm still stuck on that. I'm still thinking about that. Like, that's wild to me. Because Mario Wonder is actually a really good game and nominated for Game of the Year. So it just kind of makes you scratch your head. Like, where is this game in the trailer besides this quick little snippet of Mario turning into an elephant? That's it. They show way too much of Last of Us TV show. Way too much. It shouldn't even be in there, in my opinion. But because we are talking about adaptations this year, there's a award for best adaptation. Okay, fine. Throw a little love on it. But this much? Touching strawberries? This much? But yeah, I digress. And I'm going to bring up the Souls tax again, even though it is a joke. No Lies of P in this trailer is absolutely wild. Also, Death Stranding 2 is in this trailer. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but what? So that's my issue with it. It doesn't really hype me. It doesn't really encompass the year that was 2023. If you were an outsider, a casual looking in, you would think there's like 4 games this year. Baldur's Gate, Zelda, Alan Wake 2, and Spider-Man. Beyond that, you'd have no idea based on this trailer. So that's really where my issue is with all of this, because yeah, we don't take these awards that seriously. We're not going to lose sleep over this. I know I'm not. I just stream it. I have fun with my chat. We watch it together and it's a good time, right? It's for entertainment. And I've always looked at it that way. But I gotta say, seeing what I'm seeing kind of takes the air out of my sails when it comes to the entertainment value of this show. It kind of just makes me not take it serious even more. And I didn't think that could be possible, but apparently it is. And it's just kind of a shame because I feel like these awards could be so good. There's easy fixes, especially when it comes to the categories and especially this Player's Voice Award. I'm going to talk about that in a sec, but I feel like there's easy fixes here. And a lot of fans have given that feedback to Geoff over the years, and it just kind of seems like they never really truly get it together. And it's never going to be perfect, but I feel like there's fixes they can do to make it more credible and more enjoyable. Because when you think video game awards, you would think of it as a nice summary to the year to encompass what the year was and how how it was defined, what games defined it, and all of that. And that to me is what should be most important. But you know, at the end of the day, it is like a popularity contest. And a lot of people were trying to remind me of that on Twitter today because I was talking about the Player's Voice Award and asking the question of why are these old ass games still in the Player's Voice? But I was made aware that Geoff Keighley himself has said in the past when this award started in 2019 that old games can be included. Now, here's my issue. I'm not surprised by this. A lot of people are like, why are you so shocked, Erica? Genshin Impact is super popular. What's the issue? That's not the issue. If that's what's going on with Genshin Impact, good for them. They're probably killing it on the mobile market, and that's true. It has nothing really to do with Genshin Impact itself. It's about the award and having old games in there when new games are not in there. So Remnant 2, for example, was not listed in the Player's Voice Award, and it wasn't there for us to vote on. Would it win? Probably not. But the problem is that we're not getting games in there that were released this year. And I feel like that's important. And here's why. Okay, here's why. When we are given control of this one award, we are able to determine the winner. This is in our control because the other awards, when it comes to Game of the Year, Best Art Direction, Best Game Direction, we have no control over those. I think some of them, to an extent, you can vote and it takes like 10% or something like that. But at the end of the day, the journalists, the jury, everybody who works at the Game Awards and they're actually part of the voters, they have control. So when I hear Player's Voice and Geoff Keighley is saying, here's your chance to voice your opinion on the best games this year. In my mind, it's clear. You're giving us control because in those other awards, we have no control. So we want to voice who we think is the best from 2023, from those awards that we can't vote on. We want to say, listen, we think Lies of P is great. We think Hogwarts is great. We think Mario is great. Whatever came out this year that are in the other categories, you are giving us now control to pick a winner. But instead, they add old ass games that came out in 2020. So Genshin Impact, Cyberpunk, even Destiny is being, roaming around. Destiny? Really? So to me, that's the issue. And a lot of people on Twitter were trying to fight with me saying, well, Erica, why are you so surprised about Genshin Impact? Again, it's not really that game specifically. It's the award itself. What's the point of me voting for Lies of P or Hogwarts or Remnant 2 if it was there, but it's not? But what's the point of that if you're just going to have a 3-year-old game in Genshin Impact that has millions of people on their phones playing this game for over 3 years and they're incentivized with rewards if the game wins for Best Player's Voice Award? And they don't flat out say, hey, we're going to give you this stuff if you vote, but it has been documented and it has been a routine now that they do reward their players if their game wins these awards. So I was going to make more of a point of this. I was going to talk about it a bit more, but it's kind of a side note now because I couldn't really find actual evidence of them saying, hey, vote and you get this stuff. They don't really outright say that, but it's kind of implied. It's kind of become a tradition now, and they're probably going to do it again this year if it does indeed win, which it very well could. It's in the top 5 as I'm speaking and making this video. It's been voted this far, and it won in 2022. It won last year, so it could very well do it again. Regardless, I feel this game shouldn't even be here. It has its own category for Best Ongoing Game, much like Cyberpunk should be in there and Fortnite and those other games. That has a place for them. But as far as like Player's Voice, I would just much rather see it as us giving our voice, our opinion, our votes on the games that came out this year and the games that are in the categories of the games that came out this year, but we're not able to vote on or control the outcome. Period. That's it. And it's not all completely broken. I know it's all about popularity, and for the most part, the popular games do end up winning, and it kind of makes sense with the impact that they gave to the media and the actual gaming community. Games like Elden Ring, games like The Last of Us 2, even though I felt Ghost of Tsushima deserved it more, I understood, yeah, Last of Us 2 No surprise, it won in 2020 because of the impact, because of everybody talking about it, and so on and so forth. So I'm not blind to all that. I'm not naive. I understand how it works. It's popularity, but it just sucks that some things that we could tweak or have in our control, such as the player's voice and things like that, where they kind of fake give us something that we can control, but we really don't, because we have situations like Genshin Impact and Cyberpunk and whatever else that could just keep winning this over and over because they get a new expansion. This would all be fixed if they just did a best expansion and DLC category. I don't see why they don't. At this point, with all the DLCs that come out and updates to games like Fortnite and all of that, why not just have a category for it? You have so many categories for esports, but this is like unheard of and you don't do it. It's just really odd, some of the choices, and we could be here all day nitpicking at every little single thing, but for me, this was just kind of the couple things that stood out for this year and what got me talking and kind of sitting at the table with all the conspiracy theorists. I don't have the tinfoil hat, but I'm down to chill with you guys a little bit. I'll hear you out. I'll listen. You know, I could see where you're coming from. I could see it a little bit. But anyways, that's my opinion on all of this. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree, disagree, if you have other issues with the Game Awards you want to vent about, or whatever you want to do in the comment section, definitely let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Excuse me?